Welcome back to Take My Word. We've had an interesting conversation so far this morning. It's been wonderful. Now we have a very astute and clever and erudite accountant, Con. Con, how do you do? Welcome to joining us.
Nice to see you again.
Now, we've been chatting about AI and the problems, or the possible problems in the banking situation of people's finances being stripped by an AI fraudulent aspect. What do you do with all your clients that you have?
Most I've seen is people get scammed via the email. They get an email in their inbox. It's got a logo with their bank on it. And I said, oh, what's going on? Straight away, they worry. It says someone's trying to hack into your account. Log in, give us and change your password with a little thing there, which goes straight to that bank. Most people go into it. Once they click that button, they're gone. The only way to oversee that is look at the email address that sent you the email. They don't have combank.com.au or westpac.com.au. They have a series of letters and things with the word Combank, but in the end, it's not combank.au.
So it's very cleverly done.
Very cleverly done. The word is in the email address, but it's not the last bit, .com.au.
I have to ask you this, Con. Have you nearly been caught with this?
I got caught once with my AGL account.
Wow.
I thought they said your bill's online, so I click on it to get my bill. I didn't look at the email address, and they hacked in my computer. Lucky I unplugged the internet and saved my files.
Wow.
Very dangerous. Very dangerous. Look at the email address.
So professionals get caught.
Absolutely. But I was going to say, have you heard of this as well? This.
Oh yeah, I've heard of. You can actually go onto YouTube and watch guys whose whole account is based on hacking into the hackers.
Wow.
Yes, I've seen that. Yes,
So they wind up getting, by the same method, you'll find these in particular, India seems to be sort of specialising in it. You'll have a bank of 15, 20 people in a room, all of them fraudulently, often, and what they're doing is they're calling and saying, oh, we're calling on behalf of your software. We need to update your current version, but it's a little bit complex and we don't want you to get stuck halfway through. So I'm here, Sunil, whatever, to guide you step by step. If you just want to open your computer now, it'll only take a few minutes. And then they'll say, oh, well, actually, give us access to your screen and we'll save you the trouble of doing it yourself. And 15 minutes later, the whole bank account's been claimed.
Wow.
That is true. That is true. Very true.
So the advice is, Con, you were just suggesting?
Check your email address. A bank will never ask for your password or anything over the net. Full stop.
Is this big in the police, Vinny?
Well, look,
There's a fraud squad, isn't there?
there is a fraud squad, and there's only so much they can do because a lot relies on forensic accountants being able to give us the brief. At the end of the day, police aren't trained accountants. They're not like as good as concontrollers. But they do rely on people like concontrollers to give them basically the evidence that they need to be able to prosecute. And don't forget, when you're prosecuting a criminal offence, not a civil offence, a criminal offence, you've got to prove beyond a reasonable doubt a very, very big task. And a good forensic accountant will be able to tell you from A to Z exactly how the fraud took place. And that will determine the charges that the person who committed the fraud is going to face in the Crimes Act. I mean, there's some charges carry 10 years and more, jail for stealing. I mean, you don't want to check the ATO. They'll nail you for sure. You'll go to jail for sure.
So is this a big underworld thing as well, Vinny, or not?
Absolutely. I mean,
it is.
Ross, you mentioned that the organised criminals working out of India. I mean, there's a lot of places like that where people are being targeted, and even professional accountants themselves are being targeted. These guys are scrupulous. If you go on YouTube, you'll see so many of them being scammed by the scammers and scammers scamming them.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a worldwide thing, and the only one that can save us, I think, Ross, you hit it on the nail before, is AI. AI. If we have our own AI
Thumbprint.
thumbprint,
Yeah.
well, that might be able to identify us singularly. Blockchain technology being able to identify us, that could possibly save us in a way. But I don't know if it's a guarantee.
Wow.
Yeah, I just think there's always going to be an element of those. There seems to be some human beings who have an element of their personality that they're looking for the shortcut. They're looking for the angle. You know, some of them are so creative. You just think, well, wow, if you just apply that creativity to lawful endeavour, you could do really well.
Yeah,
but
right.
something about the brain drags them into, criminality. And I don't think that's ever going to go. I think there's always, I operate a little car parking business, right, where we take, for, say, corporates who might have leased 200 spaces, but they had to downsize, so they've got 100 sitting there. They're not in the car parking business. I say, well, we'll resell those spaces for you, right? Or a church that might be really, really busy in the car park on weekends, but during the week, and so we say to the church, we'll create an earning stream for you. But we find the inventiveness to which people will go to avoid paying for a car parking space is just amazing. And the simplest one is, we have to spend a lot of time looking at the speed of the movement of the boom gate, because two blokes going to work, one will just push in right behind the other one and zoom and try and zoom in. But there's lots of different ways that people find to get around it. So I would say AI may be helpful, but ultimately, the buyer beware. The individual just taking appropriate care. I don't think we need to live in complete paranoia, but we just need to take care of our assets. Think carefully before giving away a passcode or giving someone access to our systems.
But people are also gullible. How can you believe that someone in Nigeria is going to give you $20 million because they want to get it out of the country?
Yeah.
People are gullible.
Yeah,
You don't believe these things.
They are. In fact, I had a friend of mine many years ago when they first started this Nigerian scam. He lost, and I'm going back to about 2000, he lost $60,000, which was a lot of money at the time.
bet.
And he had 5 kids, all under 13, to raise, and he was devastated.
The current one, which I'm seeing most often, is the SMS text message saying, "Dad, I've dropped my phone in the creek or in a river. I urgently need you to do something."
Send me some money.
And of course, when you see "Dad," it's one of those words as a parent that immediately you've got my attention. I've got a child in trouble, and they just work on the basis that even if 997 out of 1,000 don't respond, they only need 3 to respond.
Exactly.
So that business model just works by churn and churn and churn.
Yeah, that's exactly how they work.
Well, it would seem, folks, that it's a kind of buyer beware. I know we aren't all intelligent enough to know or understand what fraud can happen to us. So we've got to just be kind of careful and phone the bank or phone the company that's asking you to do kind of material that
It's a simple message. Yeah. The simple message is be suspicious. Okay?
Yeah.
If you're getting a bill that you haven't seen before, or you're getting a message from someone you don't normally get one from, especially a bank, be suspicious.
Okay.
Am I right?
Yes, the last one I will just finish on is the one which is touching a lot of small businesses and bigger businesses. Is people are just sending in a completely fraudulent invoice. And the invoice will just arrive and saying, 10 grand for the completion of the quality assurance assignment that you gave us,
That's
right?
an old one,
And some relatively junior clerk, and
Just
some
pays it.
big one, it just says, the next invoice, hit click, spend, off you go.
Wow.
If somebody's sending 100 or 1,000 of those fake invoices, they can do pretty well.
Yeah. So, buyer beware, as we were just suggesting. Con, thank you for your information and intelligence. Stuart, always with yours. Vinny, what can I say? A fond of all information.
Good to see you
Thanks,
guys.
boys.
Bring
Good to join
Capri back.
Yeah, I will. I'll bring it.
Thank you.
Ask people to join us.
Yes, please. I've just been prompted off camera, so we won't cheat here. I forget to ask people to join us, so I'd like you to join us. Comment, criticise us, troll us, do something, subscribe to us. But please be with us. Thank you.